Hi, I'm Donald Austin. I'm a director with One Pacific, and going to spend a few minutes today just talking about what's coming up with the NetSuite new release, the second release of the year. So we'll just go through a few slides and give you some highlights of areas that we feel will be useful to our clients both in Asia and all over the world. That'll be available actually very shortly. So let's get going and take a quick look. So there are some new features on the way. So this is, as I said earlier, NetSuite release 2020.2. So the second release of the year. And we'll go through a quick sneak peek for you. Should take just 5 or 6 minutes. So what's the value of this? So if you've used NetSuite before, or if you're familiar with it, you'll know that you get 2 free upgrades a year. So release 1 and release 2. And this is actually pretty amazing if you've worked in the enterprise resource planning industry before. Having a free upgrade twice a year is unheard of. And I think it's a testament to the NetSuite technical platform that they can do this. And it's a benefit to all 20,000 plus customers that they have around the world. So everyone's on the same platform. They get the upgrades at the same time. The new features are released to everyone. So what we do with our clients is try to help them understand what the new features are and which ones may add some value to their individual businesses. So let's just take a look at a few of the ones that we think are going to be important. So in manufacturing, there's been some enhancements in the quality management suite app. So manufacturing is really important to our clients in Asia and also our clients in the US and Europe that manufacture or source in Asia. So now you can trigger inspections directly from the advanced manufacturing production results. You can have location or even customer specific inspections when you do fulfillments, and that can be differentiated by shipping status. And there's also support for high volume sampling, which is really important in today's high quality world. You can import the results directly by uploading the file, or you can we can help clients do direct integration. It's actually quite easy. Warehouse management now has the ability to receive, transfer, and pick goods inside a location without bins. So it saves setup and it saves a lot of time. We've actually had clients ask for this quite a bit. And businesses with retail stores or small warehouses benefit because it's actually a lot more efficient. So also in manufacturing, the MRP capabilities have been completely re-architected. So now there's a dedicated planning repository that ensures planners can make decisions based on better information, frankly. They can easily monitor, firm up, or release orders for approval, and you can aggregate them as well. And then it gives you more visibility on how demand is allocated to supply. Along with that, the planning workbench has been updated and helps you slice and dice your data by multiple areas, whether it's product line, your plan, locations, or specific user or company defined categories and groups. It'll help you to highlight situations that require attention. So that results in an effort to prevent shortages of excess supplies. And you can also do some what if analysis capabilities for simulating multiple plans. So really the uptake there is a lot more power in the planning workbench.
Now I'm going to the other new feature of NetSuite in 2020.2, which is the demand planning and MRP. And I must say that this is a major change in the demand planning module. You'll notice for users who used to use demand planning, the planning method used to be called time phase. This time is officially called MRP because it's really an MRP now. It allows you to do have your own simulation planning. You can, through the planning workbench, you can see the details on the raw materials, assemblies, and sub-assemblies, all in a single workbench, where before you had to use different reports to view your supply plan and your demand plans. Next slide. So key user benefit is you can picture how the demand orders and the corresponding supply orders are stacked up. One key point is when you go through the demand and supply workbench, you are going to see that every one of your supplies can be pegged to a demand and vice versa as well. And you can actually see alerts or recommendations from NetSuite. And those recommendations, you can have an action button to say, implement recommendation, and that would create a change order. And that change order, for example, to reschedule a work order or to cancel purchase orders, those change orders can be approved by someone higher up. And once it gets approved, then it gets implemented. So here is the architecture of the demand planning. So one key feature you'll notice is the planning repository refresh. So what it allows you to do is it allows you to take a snapshot of your current inventory, supply, and demand positions, like sales orders, purchase orders, and put it into a planning repository. And that will reduce the variability that happens during real-time operations of your system. So that's a big improvement. And then you'll notice that there is a supply plan definition. Now, every planner can set their own supply plan definition. That was something that NetSuite did not have before. So it's a great function because it allows different planners to plan their item groups to have their own planning rules and run the simulation against a materials requirement planning engine. So that issue of conflicts will not arrive that much. The supply planning engine will happen as in all MRP systems where they run the supply plan, they blow up the bill of materials and calculate the lead times. And the results of the MRP run is going to be viewable through the planning workbench. So in the planning workbench, as you can see the results of your demand, supply. You can see exceptions, and you can view the recommended actions as well. And those recommended actions would be in the form of request to reschedule, request to pull in, pull out supply. And what you can do is you can firm some of the plan orders and you can implement some of the recommendations. So when you implement the recommendations, what you would go, there'll be a checkbox for you to multi-select the recommendations and then submit it for generation. It will first be generated as a change order, and that change order can be automatically approved, or it can go through an approval flow. And that can be used to rerun the materials requirements planning again. So over here, you can see that there are some very key significant changes to the original demand planning. So number one, previously there was no planning repository refresh. Now there's a planning repository refresh, so you can take a snapshot and that gives you stability. Number two, previously there was no individual supply plan definitions, but now you have it, so every planner can plan on their own segment of groups of items that they're responsible for. And then previously there was no concept of change orders. Now there is a supply change order, so you can go through a process where you can have a higher up approve the change order before it gets implemented. And implemented change orders could be a purchase order, it could be a work order, and it could be a change in the schedule.
So that's kind of it for where we see the major benefits for some Asia clients. If you're interested in looking more, when you log on, depending on your dashboard, you'll probably see something like this. It says, welcome to release 2020.2. So these are some areas where you can go directly and get some information on what the details of what's in there. There's an overview, there's release notes, that's the 7 pages of additions. There's a release preview guide. So you can click on any of those and you can get more information on what's available in the release. But if you are interested in that, you can use that. You can generate, NetSuite will issue you your own release preview account. So that's your account with the functions added into it. So you can actually test the business processes you're interested in before the changes are applied to your system. So you can go in and, so for example, if you're interested in the cross-charge feature Herman was talking about, you can actually go in and set it up using your business data, and you can test it out and see how it works before you actually do it in your production system. So the more complicated you are, the more we recommend going through a testing process before the release is issued. And NetSuite's provided some standard approaches for that as well that we can help with. So generally they recommend testing your workflows, any custom reports, queries or forms or scripts, and any web services integrations to test that before the release comes out. We have sample test plan documents that we've used that we can provide to clients. So if you're interested in help with that type of test, just let us know and we're happy to provide some of the information on how it works and what we've done with other clients. So that's it for our kind of release preview. So again, those are the areas that we think are most useful for Asia clients. But again, I said there's 7 pages of information. So, please drill down and dig into it. If you see things in there in the upcoming release that you think might be useful for your company, reach out to us. We're happy to give you some more detailed advice on any specific features that might help. And most clients, we understand your business pretty well, so we can kind of tell you if it's a good fit or if it's not a good fit for you. And we're happy to do that. So just give us a call or send us an email. A little more One Pacific. So yeah, and check out our blog is updated all the time with not just NetSuite, but other areas around business automation, and including some Workato and some RPA, robotic process software automation. So thanks everybody for joining. If you have any questions, you can chat with us now, or just send us an email and we'll get back to you.